So here we are in Sedbergh.
Morning, Andrew. Yes, morning, Andrew. We're outside the cemetery, and we're just going.
As long as we're not inside it, that's a good start.
We're going to just go up to the main road, turn right, then turn left, climb in here, I think, round the back of Sedbergh, and get up on this Howgill Lane. And we're going below the Howgills. You've got Winder up to your right as we walk, and we're going sort of northwest. As far as Height to Winder, where we come through the field, still going north-west, and we're aiming for the River Loon. Eventually get there, and at that point we're starting coming south here, following the Loon. We cross the road which we've just come on, and we're still following more or less the Loon, south-southwesterly direction as far as High Oaks, and then we start turning east, and we eventually come to the road from Kirby Lonsdale to Sedbergh. We've got to walk along that for 200-300 yards, could be a bit dodgy, and then follow, keep on going east, and now we're coming to the river, which I think is called the Rothin, but I can't find anything to confirm that. And we follow that round and back up to what's this called, Burke's, and then follow the road, and we're back to the car. And it says 5.83 miles, 561 feet of ascent.
Good. Well, there are 9 of us. It's the heat wave of 2026 still. It's absolutely glorious. Everybody's loaded up with loads of water. People are ready to go, so I think we'd just better set off. So there we go, first turning off the main road, public footpath to the fell, and we're off the road now, down this beaten track, and gonna start climbing shortly, I've no doubt. And although it's a lovely day, there's a little bit of cloud on the hills there, on the fells, the Yorkshire Dales, and then we're going up this way, up to the farm where they make their own ice cream. I think we've made this the wrong way around. Should be doing that in the afternoon. I'm just on a little bit of a climb up now. I think there's another path that runs along the top there, just above that last bit of shrubbery to the darker green, and it follows along the line. We've walked along that before. I don't think I've not walked up this path before. I think this road joins that path up there, but it's still a lovely part of the world. So looking from the east, we're Sedbergh's over there behind those trees. We've come up from there, but this we've just worked out is probably the Loon Valley, the upper reaches of the Loon Valley, that'll run down there, and then between this building that's sticking out in the sun and the little valley over the back of the fell there, that's probably where it's running to go down to Kirby Lonsdale and then out to Lancaster and the sea. So we're just here on the public bridle way to Brant Fell, which I'm guessing is up there, and I think this is the path that goes up and then contours over and above Sedbergh. We're now looking at the Howgill Fells here, the back of Sedbergh and the eastern Lake District. You can just, right over there, I think, I'm hoping anyway, you can just make out the viaduct there of the railway, and above it the M6. I've lost it again, sorry. Let's go in again. Yeah. There we go. And there's the M6 above it. Stuff going north on that. And then we're coming round the Yorkshire Dales. And there, in the distance on the horizon, is the wind farm where we were walking about 7 or 8 weeks ago. Lovely. We might be at the highest part of our walk today here. We'll see. If we go up to my left now as we stand, we will be going up, but the road that we're on is going down. So this is one of the bits that Peter remembered. We've ended up just down in that corner where I've come from, but we should have been over here. So I think we're back on track now. We might be anyway, but we're still heading roughly west. So here we are looking at the Howgills again, and all the way around here. And a little, I think this is a disused railway viaduct down here, and that's part of the Dales Way, which I think we're going to end up joining and then going down the Loon, then heading down the Loon. So we've come over through the little gap there, just dropped over this stile, bit of shade here now. So the gentlemen are partaking of 11s. It's getting near that time obviously, so it's very pleasant. So we've come up the hill, just up this little slope from the bridge where we're having 11s. 11s are over and done. That's the public footpath. High Branthwaite. You can just see big crossroads here, and that's because we're going on to the Dales Way. So this is a cross path on the Dales Way, and we're heading I think southwest by the feels of it now, or westish. Well, I've just been getting my railway history lesson in relation to this. This is a disused railway line now, the old railway bridge. I don't think you can walk on it. I think it's blocked off because it's not safe. But apparently this is the old Leeds to Carlisle line that was built before the settled Carlisle line. I think I got that one, and it came off at Clapham, north of Lancaster, through Kirby Lonsdale, Ingleton and that sort of way, and then came in at Lowgill on the old main west, what's now the West Coast Main Line. There were one or two political issues, and so they decided it wasn't going to carry on, and they built the Settle to Carlisle line. So that's today's history lesson. So here we are on the River Loon, nearly home. Well, not nearly home, we're a long way from home. It's not running particularly fast or heavy because there's not been any rain recently. Very nice, but this is the Loon, the upper reach of the Loon, running down now to the west of Sedbergh and down towards Kirby Lonsdale. So we've just come through the gate there, the gents are crossing the road from it. Sedbergh's, this is the A683, Sedbergh's that way. That's the hill that we walked underneath at the start of the walk. We've come right around that way along this, back on the, as I say, on the main road. Here's the narrow bridge, and this goes over the Loon. We're going to drop down, I think, this side of the river and just walk alongside the river for a bit. And so this is the Loon, a little bit deeper here, but as you can see, this would run right up to the top of this bank, or up this bank anyway at some stage, but no rain, so we're stuck with it like this now. I've had a little bit of to-ing and fro-ing. We've not been up there, we've come down this route here. That's going to Killington New Bridge apparently. So Neil's still fretting as to which way we're going, but I think we're going the right way here. And we're just heading through this. This will be an old farm that's been converted by the looks of things now into holiday cottages or houses. Lovely round here. Very pleasant. Oh, yeah. So now we're just looking for somewhere for lunch. Oh, the conversation died. The only thing you can probably hear are the sheep, because now we're at lunch. And it's a lovely spot. We found a nice little sheltered bit under the trees here, looking out over this green and yellow field, green and yellow pasture. And it's refreshment time and rehydration without the adverts. One of the drawbacks of this walk, sadly, is that we've got to walk alongside. This is the A683, which is the road from Sedbergh to Kirby Lonsdale. If you're familiar with the area, this is a place definitely to avoid on a Sunday, because it's like a motorcycling Grand Prix circuit. Bikes are flying everywhere. So we're along here on this footpath for a time, and then we cut off to the right as we're walking now. But these are the Howgills, the top of the hills where we walked and contoured this morning, and we've walked round to the left there. And then we're heading back now towards Sedbergh. We're probably about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. Made some good progress today, and it's a lovely day for a walk. And no sooner had I put the camera back in the bag that we've turned off there now. We're back on the Dales Way, back on these little footpaths now that are going to take us down by the river. You can possibly hear it, and back down towards Sedbergh.
Amazing how they stay in the air, isn't it?
So we're back down by the river, but it's not the Loon this time. I think somebody was saying it's the Rothsay. And Rothsay, I don't know. Not sure on that, but we've walked through a little coppice, and we're still making our way, slowly meandering back to Sedbergh now, to the cemetery near where we parked. We're just along here now, a little bird box or a bat, well, it'll be a bird box, that, not a bat box. And then we're just coming back now, still along the river, which is down the bottom of here, as you can see. And we're heading back in towards Sedbergh. Lovely shot of the Howgills there, the base, the side of the Howgills. Lovely area. We've now made our way along the river still working hard on it, all the way along here. Where's this heron?
It's the water that's coming down. Can you see it there, its beak?
Oh,
you get
yes.
that tree and just...
Yes.
Yeah. The heron.
If we can make out, there's a heron somewhere around here. There it is, I think. That's it. Yeah, there's a heron there, waiting for lunch.
Oh, it's there. Oh, it's there.
So we're back on a metalled piece of road now, just coming up to Sedbergh, not far off at all. Just around this this bush, as you can see, the dead centre of of Sedbergh over there. That's the cemetery where we're parked on the other side of it. I don't think there's going to be a great deal more else to see today. Been a glorious day, absolutely lovely, good walk, not too much uphill, which was gratefully received by everybody. So that's it for this week. That's our Sedbergh ramble finished, and next week we're hoping to be in Oxenholme and the Helm. So if you're going to follow us, that's where we'll be next week. Bye folks.